Hi, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are watching from. Today, we are going to use Excel to solve a binomial probability distribution. You may have wondered that I have Excel on my laptop or on my computer. Why don't we use that instead of TI-84 calculator to solve probability distribution problem? Well, today I'm going to break it down in easy steps that will all make sense for you so that you can apply it confidently when you are solving a problem in binomial probability distribution. But before I move forward, please subscribe to my channel and please share my video with your friends. I'll appreciate that. And please give me thumbs up if you like this video. And please stick around till the end of this video. Please do not quit right away because I will give you some cool tricks of how to use Excel to solve this kind of problem. So without further ado, let me tell you what is binomial distribution. It is actually a binomial probability distribution. What does the word bi or the prefix bi means? Bi is 2. So binomial distribution has two outcomes. One of them is called success, the other is called a failure. What is a good example of that? Suppose you are tossing a fair coin. A fair coin is one which has an equal chance of getting a head or a tail. So you toss the coin, fair coin, and you are looking for head. Head is your success. You're looking for the coin to land head face up. That is your success. What would be your failure if the tail face lands up? So in this case, there are two outcomes. Okay. So success is head face up, failure is tail face up. And suppose you're tossing the coin uh, 50 times. Okay. Then your number of trials is n is 50. And you know in the long run, there's a 50% chance that you'll get a head face up. So the probability of success in each trial is independent of how many times you are tossing the coin or what was the result before you toss the coin the next time. So that probability of success is constant at 0.5. So these are the characteristic of binomial probability distribution. For example, you may want to toss the coin 50 times and you want to find out what is the probability that I will get exactly 10 heads out of 50 tosses. This is a perfectly binomial probability distribution. As you saw or as you heard from my discussion, either you get the head face up or tail face up. If you get head face up, it is success. If you get the tail face up, it is failure. So this type of probability distribution is called a discrete probability distribution because you are getting either head or tail, either success or failure. Okay, nothing in between. So it's a discrete success or failure, nothing in between. That's why it is discrete probability distribution. And each number of times, so you toss the coin 50 times, you can get 10 heads, you can get 15 heads, you can get 5 heads. All of these events, that is getting 5 heads out of 50 tosses, 10 heads out of 50 tosses, or 15 heads out of 15 tosses, all of them have have a probability or chance figure associated with them. Okay, so a listing of all possible events starting from 0 heads out of 50 tosses, then 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, and the corresponding probability, which we will calculate using Excel. This type of table, values of the discrete random variable, number of heads, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 50, because I'm tossing the coin 50 times, corresponding probability calculated with the help of Excel, the listing of the number of heads and the corresponding probability. The table is called binomial probability distribution. Cool? Okay, so let's delve right into the problem then. I hope you're still sticking with me, and as I said, I'll give you some cool tips of how to use Excel to solve this kind of problem without bothering with your calculator. So let's take a look at the problem first. So I'll share my screen with you. Okay, so let me move this a little bit down so that we can. Okay. When a patient calls in a medical line claiming she has flu, in reality there is a 4% chance that she has flu. Of the next 25 people calling in the medical line claiming to have flu, part A, find the probability that at least 4 out of 25 have the flu. Now, first we have to understand why this is a binomial probability. Because in reality, there's a 4% chance the person has the flu, there's a 96% chance the person does not have the flu. Here, having the flu is the success, although it sounds odd, but that is true. Because we are looking for people, what is the probability for at least 4 out of 25 having really flu. Okay, so probability of success is 4%, and the number of people calling in is 25. That is your number of trials. Okay, why this is binomial? Because two outcomes, either you have the flu or you do not have the flu. Okay, 0 people can have flu, person can have flu, 2 people can have flu, and so forth. You start from 0 up to 25, all of them can have flu, or none of them can have flu, then x is 0. Okay, in this case, the question is find the probability that at least 4 out of 25, at least, we will focus on the word at least, means the lowest value of the number of people who have the flu out of 25 is 4. And then the lowest value is 4, but it can go as high as 25. So it can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up until 25. So basically we have to find each of these probabilities. Probability that 4 people out of 25 have flu, probability that 5 people out of 25 have flu, and so forth. Probability that 25 people out of 25 have flu, and add those probability values. That will give us the answer for part A. But that is a time consuming task because we have to find from 4 to 25 each individual probability and add them. Why are we adding them? Because these are independent events. Okay, 4 can happen, or 5 can happen, or 6 can happen. Okay, then they do not happen at the same time. Therefore, we have to add these individual probabilities. The other alternative is to think we know a property of probability is sum of probabilities is equal to sum of probabilities of all events, that is from x, from 0 to 25. Sum of the probabilities of these events is equal to 1. Okay, so if we use the complement rule, so let me write the complement rule for you. So complement rule of probability is probability of complement of A is 1 minus probability of A. Okay, so we are of course interested AC is complement of event A. Complement means opposite, that is it does not contain A. Okay, complement of event A. And how we come across this rule? Because probability of complement of A plus the probability of A, the sum of the probabilities as I just mentioned, the total sum is equal to 1. Okay, so in our case, we want to find out what is the probability of x greater equal to 4. That means at least, that means the lowest value is 4 and up until 25. And what is the complement which does not contain 4 to 25 is 1 minus probability, the event that is not contained is x less equal to 3. Think for a minute. We are not including in our calculation, in the left hand calculation, we are including only from 4 to 25. We know sum of the entire probability of all the events from 0 to 25 is 1. From that, we are removing the complement event, which is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is also called at most 3. Okay, so here we are using the complement rule. Okay, and now we will use Excel to solve this problem. So let me stop share this screen and then I'll go to the Excel screen to show you what formula to use in Excel. So let me go to the Excel screen. Okay, so part A. Define the probability that at least this is we are doing this is part A. So for part A, we will first find out what is the cumulative probability of up to 3 out of, this is wrong, out of 25, out of 25, because we are not interested from 0 to 2. So, okay. So first we will find out the cumulative probability for up to 3 out of 25 having flu, and that is given by this formula, which is equal to binom dot dist. Remember, I'm not interested from 0 to 3. So binom distribute dot dist 3 is, so we want to add up the cumulative probability. That is, we add from 0, 1, 2, and 3. Binom dist 3 is the last number that we want to add starting from 0. Total number of trials is 25. Probability of success is 0.04. That is the third argument. And true. Again, like normal distribution, we have to say it is true. That means we want to calculate the cumulative. Cumulative comes from the word accumulate. We are adding 0, 1, 2, and 3. True. Make sure true. You write true so that you add up the probability from 0, 1, 2, and 3. And that is 0.984348. But you are interested in the probability of the complement event, which is 4 to 25. So from the 1 you will subtract the cumulative probability of at most 3 out of 25 having the flu, because you're interested in the complement event. 1 minus A7, Y A7, column A, cell 7 is where my cumulative probability up until 3, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So from 1, total sum of the probability, I subtract the cumulative probability up until 3. That gives me the rest of the probability, which is from 4 to 25 taken together. So as you can see, there is very little chance, 0.016 means 1.6% chance that 4 out of, at least 4 out of 25, 4, 5, 6 added together. Okay. Any question on this? Shoot me and comment. Shoot me a question, write me a note and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Let's take a look at the next part. Okay. So I will switch the screen back to my whiteboard, and it says of the 25 people calling in, on the average, how many will really have the flu? So, if I move my screen a little bit off and then use the pen, so part B basically, I want to find the mean, or sometimes called the expected value, equal to given by the symbol mu. Why is this symbol over here? Because this is small Greek, small m. Okay. And that's given by the, oops, sorry. I'll fix it, don't worry. So, okay, and that is equal to n times p. So what is my n? Number of trials is 25. What is the probability of success? It is 4% or 0.04, and that is 1. Okay. So I'll work this out with Excel, but I want to give you the formula. So standard deviation is given by, now you may wonder what is standard deviation. It's average variation of the number of a number in the distribution from the mean, and that is given by square root of n times p times 1 minus p. So this is equal to square root. My n is 25, my p is 0.04, and my 1 minus p is 1 minus 0.04. Okay, and we will calculate. So let's go back to Excel to see what we have done to use these formulas. So let me share my Excel screen with you. Okay, so if I move up, the mean is n times p is 25 times 0.04. What does it mean? What is the meaning of this number 1? It means on the average 1 out of 25 people will really have the flu. And then we used a formula for the standard deviation, which is square root. Do not forget the square root, otherwise you will get the variance, which is the square of the standard deviation. So square root n in parenthesis n times p times 1 minus p. So if I go here, what type of formula do I use in Excel? Is equal to square root. Square root is given by equal to SQRT. Also in Excel, you have to always put in the equal to sign for using a function. Square root in parenthesis n is 25, p is 0.04 times 1 minus 0.04, whole thing parenthesis again. Write parenthesis and you get the answer. So 0.9798 is 1. Okay, and in the ballpark it is 1. That means what? That means your center or mean is 1 on the average, and then if you subtract the standard deviation and add the standard deviation to the mean, if you subtract 1 minus 1 is 0, if you add the standard deviation to the mean, it's 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So what is the bottom line? On the average, between 0 and 2 people will have flu out of 25 people calling in the medical line, with the mean center at 1. On the average, 1 person out of 25 will really have the flu. That is the interpretation. So I hope you have stuck around with me and seen these tricks that we can use in Excel without resorting to our TI-84 calculator. And if you have any question, just do not hesitate to write me a note. Please give me thumbs up if you really like the video. That really motivates me, really motivates me to produce more videos, just informative videos just for you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please, if you like this video, share with your friends. You and your friends, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button, and please do not forget to click on the notify bell button. Okay, and please do not forget to watch me tomorrow when I'll be back with another interesting video. Solve solve a problem just for you. Okay, thank you for taking the time out of your busy life to watch this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Okay, so let me stop share this. I will see you later. I hope you're having a great day today, and I will look forward to see you tomorrow when I'll be back with another interesting video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a nice day. See you next time.